Then Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get stout. Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out. We gotta kick it. Puff. Okay. He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. He was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, this just saying.
I asked 50 about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah. I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fif just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fif. He loves me.
They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
So tell us what's going on with this. We understand rapper 50 Cent has been shopping this around.
And you know what? I think a lot of people thought that 50 was just trolling. And
No, this option to date her. I didn't talk to her.
No. Is Diddy going to go to jail? What do you think?
I think he's in trouble.
Can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on.
The feud between Diddy and 50 Cent has just reached a boiling point. What started as light jabs turned into a full-on public war after 50 Cent roasted Diddy during a court-related controversy. Known for his sharp tongue and unapologetic humor, 50 didn't hold back, taking aim at Diddy in ways that left fans stunned. But Diddy, never one to back down, fired back in a way that shook the entertainment world.
New York, just like Mount Vernon, New York City, Mount Vernon, and Miami, all that is the same, bruh. Nobody wants to be near him. Nobody wants to touch what he touched, be where he at. You understand? It's crazy, bruh, how his fall from grace, which was never from grace, it's just like the devil just kicked him out of hell, because he was never in nothing graceful and did anything graceful. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say about, okay, he did the music, he had the bad boy legacy and everything like that, man. But, a few albums, a few people, made to be famous, but they not here to tell their story. Black Rob, Biggie, Craig Mack. They not here to tell their story, bro. And now you got everybody telling his story.
Yeah, and I know 50, he did a recent interview with US Weekly saying that the reason why rappers are quiet about, Diddy's situation is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what got caught on tape.
Bro, those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found. So now with them finding all that and you being at a Diddy party, you may have done something that was caught on one of those tapes. You just better pray to God that they don't recognize you. Those people who know that they did something, no, they're not going to speak out. They're not going to say nothing. What part of the game is that? They are not going to come forward and tell on themselves. Nah, not at all. Ice Cube, he said it himself, bro. He said that Diddy's been targeted because of what he said about those folks and those people. Now, the people who was on those tapes may feel like Diddy might be targeting them. Because if he's asked about who is this, who is that, and he's under oath with the federal government, he got to tell them. He's not going to plead the fifth.
Yeah, I know that got to be a terrible feeling, man. You know you did something wrong at Diddy party, and you hoping and praying that it's not caught on tape.
But they don't think they did nothing wrong. That's their lifestyle. That's their lifestyle, bruh. I ask guys all the time, if two men lay down, how many homos get up? What you mean? I mean what I mean. It's what it is.
50 pulled out all the stops to ridicule his rival's legal troubles. The courtroom drama may have been serious, but 50 turned it into a spectacle, cracking jokes that quickly went viral. The question on everyone's mind was simple. How would Diddy respond to such public humiliation?
With Diddy, I mean, and where do we even begin? He has been named in 6 lawsuits. 4 of those filed so far are male accusers. And I was reading the details on the TMZ website, and wow, it's really graphic.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Shannon, and I'll be careful explaining these things. But he's facing so many. I mean, it seems like an endless amount of fights on an endless amount of fronts right now. And these are civil lawsuits, obviously, so these are not criminal charges. But he's sitting in a jail cell in Brooklyn right now on criminal charges and facing life in prison if convicted. These lawsuits are from an attorney named Tony Busby. He's been involved in a lot of big cases in the past. Deshaun Watson, Chris Brown, Travis Scott. So he knows his way around a big case. He represents these 4 men and you know, men now, but in one case, a 16-year-old boy who says in 1998, when he was a teenager, he went to a Diddy, a white party. He was invited. He found himself in an occasion to be alone with Diddy, he says, and he claims that Diddy basically, you know, made him drop his pants and Diddy touched him and essentially called it a rite of passage to become a star in the music industry. And then it just seemingly gets worse from there. I mean, allegations of sexual assault, you know, ranging from 1998 to October of 2021. And these men, you know, in many cases have a similar story. You know, one guy says, hey, 2008, I find myself, he said, I worked for Echo, the clothing line, and Diddy had Sean John, and he said, we were at the Macy's stockroom, the flagship store in Manhattan. And he says that he was pistol whipped by somebody who was with Diddy, and then that he was sexually assaulted and raped. And it's really, really ugly stuff. Diddy, for his part, last night came out, Shannon, and said, I never sexually assaulted anybody, man or woman, child or adult, but I mean, either he's the most targeted person in the world, or perhaps there's something to these allegations. He hasn't been convicted of anything at this point, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We know that there could be more victims on the way. That you mentioned Texas attorney.
I think there will be.
Yeah, Tony Busby, who says there will be more, of course, as you mentioned.
Diddy's response didn't take long, and when it came, it was explosive. In a heated video posted on social media, Diddy addressed 50 Cent directly, calling out what he described as cheap shots and clown behavior. He didn't mince words, reminding 50 that their beef wasn't just about jokes. It was personal. Fans were left divided, with some praising Diddy for standing his ground, and others egging on 50 Cent to escalate the feud even further.
You know, you kind of knew 50 Cent before he blew up.
Yeah.
What was that like?
50 was the type of dude that kept like a little, he kept like a little pad with him. And he wrote everything down. You understand? Me and him caught the plane. We was going to Vegas. And I gave him my card. My business card was savoir faire, security, management, and everywhere. You know what I mean? So 50 did a song about that. You know what I'm saying? And he put that in the song. And some years, about a year or so ago, not even a year or so ago, he said that when he dropped my name, he said, yo, I got the savoir faire. I got that from Big Gene. He been trying to tell y'all about this puff shit years ago. But 50 was the type of dude that
if you knew he was with you, he was with you. Even back then, he had your back whether you was security or whatever you did. If he was with you, he was with you. And that's what you gotta love about him. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta question his loyalty, you know what I'm saying, on some fight shit or if you in a situation. Cause he going out.
Well, I guess you were hanging around him or knew him, right before he got shot.
Well, what happened is that I had got some information. 50 came to my house. I tried to fit him on a vest, but I'm like, at the time I was like a 3X. And 50 was like a large, you know what I'm saying? So he couldn't really fit the vest, but I gave him a cover to try to tell him, because he had some pads, some vest pads. So I just told him what the situation was that I knew. And told him he had to watch himself because those cats was gonna come at him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah. And he was supposed to be going to Cancun. And I told him, if you come to Cancun, I got you, because I used to be down there doing security at Daddy-O's. You understand? And I had people down there that I had knew that was from Puerto Rico, and they was working down there, so they should make sure when I hit the island, anything and everything I needed, I could get it right there on the island. You understand? They work directly with the syndicate. So 50 was supposed to come down there to do a show, and he didn't make it because they had shot him up. I don't know if he was coming in the first place, but he was supposed to, because he was paid half the money to come down there to perform How to Rob an Industry Cat.
And when was the next time you seen him after that?
The next time I seen 50 after that was at Jack the Rapper. He had blew up. Man. He was like, he was this dude and everything like that. And I was sitting we was in Puerto Rico, and I was sitting by myself, just chilling, and he had his whole entourage with him. He came directly over to me. He like, yo, Gene. I was like, yo, what up, Fifth? I said, what up, 50? He said, what's up, man? He said, yo, put his hand out to me, and he grabbed my hand. He said, yo, they can't stop what God got planned. Went on about his business. And then he blew up crazy.
Crazy. Insiders close to Diddy revealed that he was particularly upset by 50's comments because they hit on sensitive personal and legal matters. While Diddy has always been a master of controlling his image, 50's roast stripped away the usual veneer of untouchability. For Diddy, this wasn't just about reputation, it was about respect. And when respect is on the line,
50 going so hard at Diddy with the documentaries, and what did he do to 50 that made him hate him so much, man? That's crazy.
Well, I think it's just, you got to look at it like this. 50 was writing a lot of shit that made a lot of money for Diddy. And he knew back then in the day, he didn't know what he know now, but Diddy was robbing him. You understand? Mm-hmm. Bringing those kids in and say, yo, here, write this verse for me, man, for this, stuff like that, and giving them $5,000, you understand? Or $10,000, and you making $100,000 or $200,000 or maybe $2 million off of it, or $1 million, whatever the case may be. See, people call that good business. That's not good business. That's taking a person's talent, using it for your own self-indulgence, and not giving him what it's worth. When you could have been teaching these kids, you could have been helping these kids, and maybe these kids would have been helping you at the point you are right now. So, if that's the case, he have every right. But 50 is doing this for the culture. You understand? If it's going to be told, he going to have it, and it's going to be told the right way.
Yeah, man. And 50, he go hard on Diddy, man. It's constant on his Instagram. It's kind of, it's pretty entertaining to see him be so passionate about his hate for Diddy.
Listen,
You know,
how many of your enemies you love?